You are 27 years old, and every month feels already finished before it even begins. The paycheck arrives with the emotional energy of a package you forgot you ordered. For maybe 15 minutes, the number in your account creates a small illusion of relief. Then the deductions begin. Rent, insurance, minimum payments, groceries, gas, subscriptions you barely remember signing up for, a birthday dinner this Friday, your cousin visiting next month, something wrong with the brakes again. And by the end of the week, the money does not feel like money anymore. It feels like damage control. That is the strange part about modern adulthood. Most people are not drowning dramatically. They are surviving professionally, functioning, showing up to work, answering emails, smiling during conversations, posting photos from restaurants they probably checked the prices for beforehand. From the outside, everything looks normal. From the inside, every dollar already has a destination before it arrives. And eventually, something starts happening psychologically when you live like this long enough. You stop thinking long term, not intentionally. Your brain simply adapts to the emergency horizon. You start organizing your entire life around the next 7 days, the next bill, the next Friday, the next inconvenience. 5 years start sounding fake. Retirement sounds fictional. Future. You becomes a stranger you technically care about, but never actually plan for. Then one night, usually accidentally, you see a number that disturbs you, not because it is impossible, because it is mathematically ordinary. Someone explains how much money an average person could have built simply by investing a small amount consistently over 20 or 30 years. Nothing extreme, no crypto miracle, no startup exit, no secret strategy, just automatic investing into broad market index funds over a long enough timeline. And the number hits you in a very specific way, not excitement, not motivation, regret, because for the first time, you understand that financial stability is less about intensity and more about time, and time is the only thing you cannot negotiate with later. That realization changes something quietly. The next morning, you still go to work. Traffic still exists. Your boss still sends emails that could have been messages. The grocery bill is still offensive for no reason. But now there is a thought in the background. What if I stopped interrupting my own future? That is where the story actually begins. You start small, not because financial experts recommend starting small, because emotionally, that is all your nervous system can tolerate. $200 a month. That is the number. Not life-changing money. Not enough to impress anyone. In fact, if you told most people, they would probably think it was pointless, which is exactly why most people never become financially stable. Human beings underestimate small repeated actions because we are emotionally addicted to visible results. You set up the transfer anyway, automatic. The money leaves your account 2 days after payday because you know something important about yourself already. If the money stays visible, your brain will assign it a purpose. A concert, shoes, delivery food, because you had a stressful Wednesday, and suddenly tacos feel emotionally necessary. So you move the money before your lifestyle can touch it. That decision matters more than the amount itself. The automation removes the monthly debate, and most self-sabotage lives inside debate. The first few months feel almost embarrassing. You check the account sometimes, and the number barely moves. The market goes up a little, then down, then sideways. You made contributions, but emotionally it still feels like nothing is happening. This is where almost everybody quits, not because they are lazy, because the human brain struggles to emotionally register slow, invisible progress. If you go to the gym once, you feel sore immediately. If you spend money recklessly, you feel pleasure immediately. If you invest consistently, the reward arrives years later in complete silence. No dopamine, no applause, no visible transformation, just numbers moving slowly in a direction your emotions cannot fully appreciate yet. But something else starts changing during this period, something more important than the account balance. Your identity begins reorganizing itself around delayed gratification. You notice it in small moments. You stop impulse buying certain things, not because you suddenly became disciplined, but because future consequences start feeling more real. You begin asking different questions. Not, can I afford this? But, will this matter to me in 6 months? That question alone quietly upgrades your life, because most unnecessary spending is emotional weather, temporary moods pretending to be permanent needs. 1 year passes. The account holds several $1,000s now. Still not enough to retire. Still not enough to dramatically alter your life, but enough to create a new emotional experience. For the first time in years, you have proof that your future is capable of growing instead of shrinking. That feeling is difficult to explain to people people who have never experienced it. Most adults live in maintenance mode, trying not to fall behind, trying not to break financially, trying not to panic. But building assets creates a completely different psychological relationship with time. You stop seeing the future as something that happens to you. You begin participating in it. 3 years pass. The account crosses a number that would have once seemed impossible for you personally, and something strange happens. The money becomes less exciting than the pattern, because now you understand what is actually happening. You're watching consistency become visible. Most people think wealth changes people. Sometimes, but more often, repetition changes people. The repeated act of investing teaches emotional stability in ways no motivational video ever could, because the market forces you to confront yourself. Fear, greed, impatience, comparison, the urge to react emotionally to temporary conditions. There are months the account drops hard. You watch thousands disappear in a week, and your nervous system panics because your brain still carries survival instincts from a world where losing resources meant danger. But then the market recovers, then grows again, then drops again, then recovers again. And over time, you develop something that is becoming increasingly rare in modern life. Patience. Real patience. Not motivational patience. Lived patience. The kind built from surviving uncertainty repeatedly without abandoning the plan. 5 years pass. Now the account is large enough that the growth itself becomes noticeable. Some months the market adds more money than you personally contributed. That changes your psychology permanently, because until this moment, money only existed in one form in your mind: labor, time traded for income. Now there is a second experience: capital producing growth quietly in the background while you sleep, commute, eat dinner, complain about Mondays, and live your ordinary life. And once you experience that, your relationship with work changes too. You become less emotionally trapped by every paycheck because you know your entire future no longer depends exclusively on next Friday. That is the hidden purpose of investing. Not yachts, not luxury watches, not internet wealth culture. Psychological breathing room. The ability to exist without constant low-grade panic about the future. 10 years pass. Your friends are older now. Some make far more money than you, but somehow still feel financially fragile. Their lifestyles expanded as quickly as their income did. Bigger apartments, more expensive habits, monthly payments everywhere. From the outside, they look wealthier. From the inside, many are still living month to month emotionally. But your life feels different now. Not flashy, stable. And stability is one of the most underrated luxuries in America. The account has become something deeper than money. It is evidence. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that your decisions compound. Evidence that consistency matters more than intensity. You think back to the version of yourself who once believed financial peace would arrive through one giant breakthrough, a promotion, a lucky opportunity, a perfect year. But that was never really the answer. Your life changed through repetition, through automatic transfers nobody saw, through boring discipline repeated so many times it stopped feeling like discipline altogether. And that is the part nobody posts online, because it is not cinematic enough for social media. Real wealth creation often looks emotionally unremarkable while it is happening. No dramatic soundtrack, no genius moment, just small intelligent decisions repeated long enough that eventually the future starts helping you instead of fighting you. Right now, somewhere, someone is looking at money they're about to spend impulsively. And maybe they will. Maybe it becomes another dinner they barely remember, another package arriving at their door, another temporary emotional upgrade. Or maybe part of it becomes something else. Maybe part of it becomes time, because that is what investing really is: the purchase of future freedom through present consistency. And the strange thing is, the future does not ask you to be perfect. It only asks you not to stop. The years are going to pass anyway. The question is whether your habits will quietly build something while they do.